KETV Newswatch 7, chronicling the stories impacting our community. Stories making a difference. Stories that matter to you. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
It's a miracle, but it's also, if you believe in God or stuff like that, that's, you know, God does certain things with his hands and pushes you certain directions.
That was one of them.
That's one of the men who rescued the Warchek twins 20 years ago. Earlier this year, for the first time since that fateful morning, the twins, Jennifer and Courtney, met and thanked the two men who saved their lives. Good morning, I'm Michelle Bandur, and this is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. Today, we're talking to the Warchek twins about that moment, how it changed their lives, and what it was like to finally be reunited with their rescuers. Those first responders are here too. First, though, we're going back 2 decades to that miraculous January when Jennifer and Courtney Warchek wandered out of their South Omaha home and nearly froze to death. For days, their survival was in doubt. But now Jennifer and Courtney Warchek are healthy, happy, and healed, and our camera was there as they first met the officers who rescued them. "20 years later, the urgency is still breathtaking. Police officers cradling 2 frozen little girls.
Get to my car! No, Al, you're first. Here, right here, right here. Yes, they're both together. Go, Al. Go.
2 decades later,
Let's see, who's who? I'm going to say, you're Courtney?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Jennifer.
I'm
Troy.
Alan.
Nice to meet you.
a long-awaited reunion.
Get some blood out of this thing here.
It's a miracle that you survived.
You're my little baby girl right here.
Jen, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh my gosh.
The Warchek twins, Courtney and Jennifer, meet their guardian angels.
Yeah, we owe you like everything. You guys
Come here. The talking part. This is.
We brought them together to recount the ordeal of that frigid morning in 1997. The twins remember virtually nothing.
We were so little.
Courtney and Jennifer went with us back to the neighborhood near 13th and Center, where their survival story and rescue made national news.
You were, you're 3 years old. 3 years old. That's a far walk for a 3-year-old. In snow, -2. -2, wow.
The twins wandered out of the house sometime during the night. Their dad, Tom, woke up at 4 a.m. and realized his girls were gone.
Saw the lights on and front door open and prints on the door.
Did your heart stop?
Oh yeah, it was rough. Didn't know where to look. Saw footprints, but once it got down to the street, there was too many prints to follow. So it was scary.
The family thinks the twins tried to get in the back door, but it was locked. They left their backpack with snacks inside on the back porch, hats and mittens inside. For some reason, the girls crossed 4 lanes of 13th Street and walked up the hill on Center and ended up in that alley. Omaha Police Sergeant Troy Kister remembers getting stuck on the icy hill, seeing the footprints, then a boot, and finding the twins, one on top of the other.
You're face down in the snow. You're kind of huddled over the top of her. I mean, it's not good.
Courtney, the first thing when we got to you was help my sister. Do you remember that?
Go, Al. Go.
Sergeant Kister grabbed Courtney. Another officer handed Jennifer to Officer Alan Wagner, who also worked as a rescue chief for Bellevue Fire. They wrapped their coats around the little girls' frozen bodies. No time to wait for an ambulance.
Your hands had ice hands, or ice balls. I remember digging that ice. So you actually died right as we're pulling up on the ramp of the hospital.
But emergency medical treatment saved them both. The only real memories for the twins are the lasting impact from the severe frostbite and the faded headlines about that anxious January morning. Wagner keeps them close at the center where he trains other in CPR. They are reminders of how lives can be saved and divine intervention can happen.
We were obviously put on this earth for a reason. God let us live. So he has plans for us.
And joining me now are Courtney and Jennifer Warchek, now Parsons.
Yes.
She's married. Thank you both for being here. You know, when we watch that, you've seen it once when it aired, and what goes through your mind when you just look back at that reunion and everything?
I'm just glad for the opportunity, I guess. Oh, definitely. I mean, it would never been possible without you. So, I mean, thank you for reaching out for us. It's, like I said, the video and things like that we never knew existed. So, and we probably never would have.
Is it something you think about every day, or it's just in the back of your mind? You know,
I think it's definitely something I think about quite frequently, just because there's always something, you know, whether it's, I don't know, like there's just always something that you're like, you're there because of that reason. Like it's just always in the back of your head. It's
Like a second chance.
yeah.
you live that daily.
Oh yeah. I think about it all the time. Like if I'm having a bad day or something, you know, I have a second chance. Definitely.
Well, so it made national news at the time, and of course, again, with the reunion and seeing the video, but did you have any idea how much it impacted the nation at that time in 1997? And did your parents tell you about all the people who contacted you, like Oprah?
Yeah. Yes, they did, you know, kind of tell us about how big it was back then, and, you know, just thankful that we were able to get a positive message out there, as well as, you know, informing parents that this can happen to anybody. So, you know, they always kind of, we had like a chest of letters from people, and like, I pulled it out the other day when you came over, and like one of them was literally labeled twins, and like no address to our house, no nothing, and like they put a stamp on it and put it in the mail and hoped it got there. Like it was from Illinois, I think, and I was like, someone had written in the address like with a different pen, like clearly at the post office or somewhere, like someone had found the address and like it made it to us. Like there's just people all over all over the world, you know. It wasn't just Omaha, Nebraska, it was everywhere.
Yeah, they knew your story. Did you guys sleepwalk when you were little? You know, did your parents tell you that? Or I know one of you is the instigator. You know, how did this whole thing come about?
I don't think it was sleepwalking that was the thing. I think it was more along the lines of just being adventurous. We were mischief. And We got in so much trouble. yeah, I mean, So much trouble. And so we just liked to always, I mean, have you seen that viral video of those two twins that got in and out of the crib for like all night?
Yes.
It's a real thing. I always refer to I tagged you the twins that reenact Frozen on Facebook. I was like, think about that. Like, that's twins. They're not speaking English. Their mom has no clue what they're saying. They don't even know what the movie's saying, but they reenacted that movie perfectly.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what twins do. They have this connection that like no one understands. Like we're in each other's heads and no one knows what we're thinking. Like it's just this crazy thing that happens between us that like, I mean, it's not even just us, it's twins in general, you know, they just get in trouble all the time. Like,
You know, you tease your sister because you were found on top of her. Do you ever think about if, you know, you didn't make it, if one of you didn't make it, and what would happen? Does that cross your mind?
we try not to go that route. I've never thought about that because, like, just even like if it's something like even like 10 years down the road or whatever, like I could not imagine my life without her. So that idea scares me, and I pray it doesn't have to come to that. We talk about if anything was to happen between us, like what we would do, but like she gets mad at me if I like ever have to bring anything up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No. Well, you have a constant reminder that you said, you know, you think about it just because of the impact on you, but you also put something on your arm. Can you show us your tattoo?
Yeah, I have the longitude and latitude lines of where the officers found us. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I got it about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, you got it on the 19th.
I got it on the 19th anniversary. Yep.
Why do you want that there?
Well, after I realized having it in a public spot is kind of always pries people to ask what it locates to. So I don't know why I decided to put it on my arm like that, but that's just kind of where I decided to put it. When people ask, I usually tell them, I did work with kids over the summer. I'm not going to tell little kids the story, so I always just say it just takes me home, because essentially it's in Omaha, that is home for me, so you kind of have two stories, depending on who asks and who deserves to know the whole story behind everything. Apparently I'm a bad storyteller for it too. Everyone told me, you suck at telling the story, like you make it sound so bad. And I was like, it was bad, like
yeah.
I can't sugarcoat that for you.
Yeah. Another lasting impact, I mean, you had severe frostbite, so you still have problems today. Can you go over some of that? I mean, I know you tried to play soccer, both of you, with your severe frostbite on your feet.
Yeah, I mean, that worked pretty well for her. It didn't for me. My feet are way worse than
They're both
Courtney's.
different.
Different, and soccer one injury aggravated hers really bad. So then, yeah. It was pretty much career ending after that. Just arthritis.
Yeah, arthritis. I mean,
That's like the worst, I would think.
it's just, it's come to the point where you just kind of like accept it. And like, I mean, you know it's there, and you know, like I know if I'm gonna run for a week straight, I'm gonna have pain. So it's just kind of something that, you know, I know I've accepted it, and it's just kind of considered normal to me now, where someone else it might really bother them.
But better than the alternative.
Yeah, that's what my mom always said. Because I always got made fun of for my feet in soccer. And my mom would be like, well, you're alive. That's all that matters. Like, you're here. Who cares what your feet look like? If you're here, that's all we care about.
Okay, so we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll talk with the twins' rescuers and find out more about how their story of survival captured the hearts of people around the country.
Yeah, it was crazy. We got so much mail. And like so
and
many.
my parents like responded to every person who
Every single
said,
person.
you know, we're praying for you, you know, wrote in, donated, helped us out. Like my parents responded to hand wrote every letter.
single letter. She
to
said
everybody.
it took them forever to write.
Up next, that huge outpouring of support and how it touched everyone involved in saving Courtney and Jennifer. You're watching KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. You're watching KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. The rescue of the Warchek twins on a frigid January morning 20 years ago has been called a miracle. The girls nearly died, found in the nick of time. Their dramatic rescue caught on camera in 1997 by our own photojournalist Keith Gentrup. And the twins and the officers had never seen the video until now.
I think. I'm not for sure.
The Warchek twins, Courtney and Jennifer, walked through the alley where they nearly died 20 years ago. Police officers found the 3-year-old twins frozen in the snow. They wandered out in the bitter cold sometime during the night. Omaha Police Sergeant Troy Kister found one girl huddled on top of her sister.
I saved her life.
Yeah.
I saved your life.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what they said. If I wasn't there, she would have probably died.
There were lifesavers everywhere on that January night in 1997. The police and the doctors and nurses who warmed Jennifer's blood and recirculated it through her frozen body and who treated their severe frostbite.
No pain. I remember like being in the room saying that to someone. Like, I don't want to walk. Why do I need to walk? It hurts so bad.
Well, because we had to relearn how to walk with our scar tissue and the blisters.
We were lucky. Jennifer and Courtney had angels watching over them.
Their mom, Marlene, remembers, but until this day, the family had never seen the video of the rescue, what the twins call the God moment.
Wow. Thank you so much. I don't think we can say that enough.
We showed it to them as the Warcheks reunited with Sergeant Kister and retired officer Alan Wagner.
I was over here and I walked across and started looking.
Got the kid already?
Oh my God, I didn't see
That was Jen.
just seeing her, you know, pretty much dead. You look terrible.
Yeah, I was unconscious, and you could definitely tell I didn't really look alive.
A strong bond formed already with the twins naturally, strengthened by surviving the ordeal, and now forever connected to the men who saved them. Fathers themselves, proud to see the girls grow up to become healthy young women.
They understand they have a second chance in life, you know, and obviously they're doing a good job with it. So, and that's all we can ask for.
You can read things, but like seeing it, what they saw, what they did, they're heroes.
Yeah, hands down, heroes.
And joining me now are Jennifer and Courtney Warachek and their heroes. Alan Wagner, a retired Omaha police officer, and Sergeant Troy Kister with OPD. Welcome to all of you. Okay. That video, I mean, still so compelling 20 years later. It was very quiet in here watching that again. What do you think when you see that?
Go ahead.
I remember everything, and it's hard to watch. It's a reminder of how precious life is, and sometimes we're put in a place to make a difference in someone else's lives, and that's kind of what happened in that case, so we were blessed.
Is that how you remember it?
Oh yeah, guardian angels, of course. And like I've repeated in the past, it's a lot of being put in the right place at the right time. And you know, it's not like we did anything far beyond anyone else would have done. It's just that we got put in the right place and we're able to find Prince, find them in time, get them to the hospital. And there's a lot of other people, as we call it, as I call it, the guardian angel list that was there that got them where they are today.
Walk us through that call, when you got the call about the girls missing.
Well, I mean, Al and I weren't together, but I was riding with another officer, and Russ Walters, and we were making other calls. Well, at that time, there's other officers that got the call of missing kids. Well, when they got there, the norm is kids are hiding. Well, once they found out the kids weren't hiding, it was in crisis mode. We got to find these kids and start figuring out where to go and that type of thing. And then when my partner and I got there was about, hey, they go to this one preschool up the street, so we need you to go that path and just guess where they might go. So we went up this hill, couldn't get up the hill, got out, found the footprints, and then I called, hey, the guys at the house, come on up. And that's when Al came up with, I believe it was with Russ Hareen, came up and said, yeah, that looks like to be the Prince. Well, we walked down through the alley and that's when we found them. So.
And then it was immediately, you knew not to wait for the ambulance, and you had a touch and go moment with Jen.
Yeah, I was handed, or someone, the other officer handed Jennifer to me, and that's where you saw the video coverage from that point on, and got it to the back of the cruisers, and I just remember when I was in the back seat that her hands were covered with ice and snow. I just remember just trying to get to her fingers, get to her hands, and I couldn't get to it. And that's kind of depressing there. And watching her respirations, be sure that she was still breathing. We had to took off my jacket to try to keep her a little bit warmer. Ended up going to the St. Joe Hospital. As we pull up into the emergency room ramp, she goes into cardiac arrest in my arms. But we were fortunately arriving right at the ER. So we passed her off to the ER staff, and they did what they did. And fortunately, we got there in a timely manner, and she's here today.
When you hear this story, girl, you know, both of you, what do you think when you hear about this is you?
I don't even know. Like, it couldn't have been handled any better, any differently. It was executed just right. I mean, everything worked surprisingly just right, just in the nick of time. I mean, if it would have came down to a couple minutes later, it would have made the world of difference.
Or even the cop car not stopping
Right.
on the hill or getting stuck. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's all it took was a cop car to get stuck for them to find us. Like, who wants their car to get stuck in the middle of the winter? Like,
Right.
no one.
Yeah.
But how blessed are you that the car got stuck in the middle of the winter?
And we were just one piece of the puzzle, and God just used us as vessels to find these girls. And we got to the hospital in a timely manner. The ER staff did their things.
And they knew what they were doing, and they knew they needed to get Jen to a different hospital because of different equipment. So I mean, it's just all that in place, you know. And at the time, St. Joe's was going through a big remodel even at that time too. So, but you had people on staff that knew what to do, and then they had people waiting at, I believe it was at Children's. So, and they, you know, it all worked out.
And you all are faithful, and you all say this is a God moment, a God plan. Why do you think so? What does he have in store for all of you?
Only time will tell.
Right.
Time will always tell.
I mean, this is 20 years later, and we're still talking about
Right.
that. For me, is a training type thing for me, an education type thing that we could give other people. We still hear stories of these little kids being found out in the middle of the street in their diapers, and their parents are in bed sleeping.
Right.
Now, who would expect 3-year-old twins to be able to get up, get out of the house without you knowing about it? So, but higher locks and alarms on doors, that's been my message from the start. And I use this as part of my training when I train my first aid CPR classes too. So,
Do you wish you would have been reunited sooner, or was this the perfect moment for you all to meet after all these years?
I think it came out perfectly. I mean, obviously,
you wish it
was sooner, but I mean, it happened when it happened, and you know, I think it's made the impact, at least in my life. So.
Well, in my opinion, because I have girls too, I think the parents, your parents, didn't want you so much in the limelight, and have a normal life, do what you're supposed to do as a regular kid, and I kind of agree with that. And I think that they're part of the guardian angels of your path and pushing you and those things, because you talk about your frostbite and all that, and you've had to push through that, but that's made you better people to do that. So your parents have had a big part of your life too, of the aftermath and growing up and pushing you, and you know, now you're both working on your masters. So I mean, that's all, you know, it's just the next step of it all. Yeah.
And they're your heroes.
Yes, they are.
Without a doubt.
Forever, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be right back after this with some final thoughts. First, a reminder that your comments are an important part of the show. If you want to be heard, email your comments to news@ketv.com. Remember, we love hearing from you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle. This morning we've been talking to the Warchek twins and their rescuers about that miraculous morning 2 decades ago when officers found them barely alive in below zero temperatures. Remember, if you missed any part of this show or want to watch it again, it's online right now on KETV.com, just like on the News tab, and look for Chronicle. I'm Michelle Bandour. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next Sunday morning for KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.